So there's a quick story that several of you guys sent to me that you've been asking me to cover about a guy who's been dating this gal for like 3.5 months, really likes her, feels a connection. But here's the thing, in the entire time they haven't had any sex. And they are adults, they're in their mid-20s at this point, so that would usually happen by now. And she wanted to wait because she really likes him and blah, blah, blah. Well, he turns out he discovers that this chick before him was the Village Bicycle. Actually, correction, not the Village Bicycle, the City Bicycle. She hooked up with so many dudes, there was so much carousel riding, you wouldn't believe it. And understandably, he's bothered by this and kicks her to the curb. And let's just say that people aren't taking it too well. Both female friends of his, the girl, and lots of people in the comment section on Reddit. That'll be a very good one to cover here. Title: I left her because she made me wait for sex. Am I the a-hole? No. It says here, the title spells it out. Me, 26, and her, 26. I've been seeing a gal for 3.5 months, and things were going great, except for the lack of sex. Smack. Unless you chose to not have sex like you're a virgin or you had your own reasons for it, no guy worth anything would ever wait around for the sex. Come on, you're adults, okay? Again, if you want that and she's not giving it, move on. So already you can see, nice guy. Now, I didn't mind this because she said she really likes being with me and is interested in building something long-term and wishes to take it slow. Fine by me. By last Friday, we were making dinner at my place and having drinks, and the awkward topic of our past came up. I didn't bring it up, she did, asking about exes and whatnot. Then she admitted that she hadn't dated for a while. So out of curiosity, I asked her how her needs were getting met, and she mentioned having friends with benefits from time to time. Hang on. This so-called nice girl who doesn't want to hook up for 3.5 months with you because she likes you and wants to take it slow, had a friends with benefits before? Oh, okay. He says, okay, fine, it's not serious. Smack. Dude, come on, have some self-respect. It is serious. But then she continued and is like, I can see it's bugging you before spilling her guts, basically. I didn't press her. She spilled. Again, she spilled, and I just stood there very awkward, cooking and having my drink. She starts telling me how she knows it probably bothers me that we haven't had sex, but she really likes me, and it's been years since she was in a relationship or even felt such a connection with someone else. Translation, she's 26, she's ready to settle, found her nice guy that clearly won't cheat on her, won't have eyes for anybody else, will provide, and she's going to make him wait and invest his time to rope him in. Meanwhile, all the guys in the past, she was riding the carousel like those little horses going around. It says here, she likes me. It's been years since she had a relationship or even felt a connection with someone. And she's been worried that I'll think she's an SLUT or something if we slept together too quickly. What a load of crap. Now, I get if a gal doesn't want to do it on the first date, doesn't want the guy to think she's too fast. But 3.5 months, no guy's going to think she's that if after a few dates or something like that. That's ridiculous. This is bullshit. Then from there, she goes on to talk about how she's had lots of sex between her last relationship and now, which is a period of nearly 5 years. And every time she did hook up with someone new, it made her feel like she was losing a piece of the woman she was, who just loved romance and wanted to be with one guy. Translation, this goes back to the scientific study on pair bonding, when it's scientifically been proven that when gals sleep with so many guys, they lose their ability to connect in pair bond. She admitted it right there, that she felt like she's losing a piece of herself that like romance and all that. Right. And I wanted to be with one guy, but she was young and figured she would explore now rather than dealing with such feelings later when she found a great guy. Yeah, nice excuse. So I asked her if they were all friends with benefits, and she said no, that she had a number of one-night stands for when she would go clubbing and partying, hookups from dating apps, plus all the dudes she slept with more than once, who also she met under those circumstances, plus on social media. When does she have enough time to squeeze all this? This reminds me of that chick from Australia that was hooking up with 300 dudes in a year. Did you guys see that article? And she said she slept with all of them very quickly, often on the same day or night, or within a couple days max. And yet you are waiting 3.5 months to get so much as probably a freaking a French kiss. At this point, I was feeling extremely jealous. I won't lie. That's not the feeling I would have. I'd feel more disgusted and pissed off. Honestly pissed at myself for being such a bonehead and buying into that crap. Because I do like her very much and we've been having a good time without having sex, but knowing that she slept with so many guys very quickly but held up because we're serious, it annoyed me. I haven't had many partners as she has. Well, nobody has. But I've slept with the past girlfriends and friends of benefits outside my first girlfriend from high school, and I didn't wait for any of them more than a couple weeks. Yeah, because you wanted to get some. This girl's keeping you, she's trying to make you want it so bad and invest so much time that you won't move on. This is what they do with the guys they want to trap, and then I guarantee you that if eventually this guy would get some eventually from her, but it'd be random, it'd be the bare minimum and all that. I don't think there's anything off-putting about me. I'm relatively successful dating and hooking up through my teens and 20s. I guess it instantly bothered me that she was willing to sleep with all those dudes, but when it's serious, she wants to wait. So this guy's trying to claim that he was kind of a Chad when he was younger. I have a very hard time buying that because women can pick out a bad boy or a Chad, if you will, an F-boy a mile away. And unless this guy went through a major life change where he became like the nice guy, responsible provider type, and she sees him differently, I just don't quite buy that he was, a man whore, if you will, when he was younger. I'm not buying that. But it's still her choice, I guess. Out of annoyed curiosity, I asked if she slept with anyone prior to us meeting and talking, which was a month before we got together. She said yes, that she dated one dude briefly for a month, and they slept together the whole time earlier this year, but it wasn't serious. So was this the month before they started dating or a month into them dating and being casual? I'd like to know. Then she admitted having sex with another guy a couple times just before we got together. So during the period we were speaking but not dating. Of course. And if you think that she's been doing this much carousel riding all along, but during 3.5 months she hasn't had anything, I have a very hard time believing that. Unless she has a very elaborate toy collection underneath her bed. At this point, the tension is ridiculously high, and she's apologizing and telling me how she's so sorry, and knows I'm mad because she can see. I tell her to drop it because it's not going to do us any good to continue the conversation. We had an awkward dinner, and then later on that night, she asked if I'd like to have sex. Oh, now you're asking. I don't know how this guy ate after this. A day earlier, it would have been an enthusiastic yes. That night, I felt like she was just guilty and trying to make me feel better. I turned her down and ended up sleeping in the spare bedroom of my place. Oh, I'm sure that rejection definitely pissed her off. When she left the next day, I spent all day feeling sick. It bothered me a lot. My mind was filled with all sorts of stuff. That evening, I sent her a message telling her I didn't think it would work out and explained that I just don't see anything for us down the road. Good job, bro. That's what she gets for freaking pulling this bullshit with you. I said her choices were her own and that it's on her, but I felt like I was being held to some unfair higher standard. He says it hurt. I did like her, but I knew it would constantly be on my mind how she slept around and did so pretty quickly while I waited because things were serious. I spoke to both guys and girlfriends. My guy friends pretty much agree with me breaking it off, while my girlfriends disagreed and almost across the board had a stance of guys don't really get it. That it's different when you generally have feelings for someone versus something casual. Bullshit. That's because all your girlfriends, I guarantee, have much more skeletons in your closet than they're letting out, and probably in varying degrees have done the same thing as her, and they want guys in the future to, not kick them to the curb after finding about their true past. And these same gals will pull the same crap. Now, they mentioned something like it's different when you have feelings for someone you care about. Again, okay, fine. If you don't want to hook up on the first date, fair enough. But 3.5 months? Come on. Bullshit. It's been a week since, and I still feel sad. I blocked her on everything that we talked. I do miss her, but last Friday night has me feeling effed up. So, am I the a-hole for leaving her because of this? No, not at all. You did a great job. You finally did something right. 3.5 months, you screwed up by actually agreeing to those terms. I don't care how much fun you had with her and how fun she seemed. She's not who you thought she was. She misled you. Okay, do you really want to be involved in a relationship with again the city bicycle? Absolutely not. But this is what's going to be happening more and more, and this is why your female friends are pissed off, because they realize that more and more guys are going to be like you. They're going to find out the reality of what they've been up to in their past and say, no thanks. I'd rather be alone than I'm bringing a lot to the table here. What are you bringing? In this past, there's nothing special about you after all this. Okay, there was a time period that, yeah, if she had slept with a few guys that they were boyfriends that she cared about, that's one thing. But like this, I don't think so. No, I'm allowed to have standards. Women are apparently allowed to have a lot of standards for guys. So can men. So you did the right thing. But this is an example, guys. Again, how a lot of gals will do what they do in their early years, and then find the guy they want to settle with, the nice guy, which they can scan the room like the Terminator and zero in on, and make him wait a long time. And when a guy agrees to wait, that tells her everything that she needs to know. It tells her, I got this guy. He's way more into me than I'm into him. I can control him and manipulate him. He doesn't have a whole lot of options with women, because if he was obviously what considered a high value guy, he wouldn't tolerate this bullshit. He'd walk it. He wouldn't be 3.5 months for SEX. I don't think so, honey. I'm out of here. So that says a lot. So just be aware of that to you guys out there that want to play the nice guy thing. And if a gal's making you wait really long, if it's not what you want, walk. And also, I might add, it tells you what her perception of you is. So just be careful. So good for this guy.